Good morning guys and welcome back to my channel. Today is Monday, the first Monday in July, and I am trying to get myself organized. So you can't see this right now, but I am surrounded by books and cats and notebooks and okay, I'm just gonna, yes. We're just gonna put her outside for a second. Say hello. Say hello. Okay, 1 second. Yes, Lola likes to be a part of everything. But yeah, as I was saying, I'm trying to get myself organized. And first of all, I was like, oh, you know, I have to film the intro to this video. I should put on makeup. I should get myself like organized. And I thought, you know what? Let's just go for it. Let's just do it. And let's get started. So last month didn't go to plan, which I probably will already have mentioned in previous videos because I do have a video that I have to edit to go up. But last month it didn't really go to plan. The last 2 weeks I was very sick. I came down with this cold and flu that has been going around, and I was very sick with that. And then I had other medical issue kind of thing going on as well, which has taken me a little bit of time to recover from. So because of that, I've given myself some time to recover and now I am back. I probably will talk about other stuff that was going on a little bit later in the year, maybe in a couple of months or so. But right now we're just kind of, you know, going through everything, and also it means a lifestyle change for me and Joe. So we're kind of like figuring that out at the moment as well. But one good thing did happen, which I am so unbelievably grateful for, excited about, thankful for. Oscar's healthy. So Oscar, my dog, for the last year we've been treating him with a heart condition. And then last week he had an ultrasound to see what exactly was going on with his heart, and his heart is okay. So he can come off his medication, we can start walking again, which is what I really need so bad. So for the last few days, we've been building back up our fitness again. We've been going for walking, and hiking as well is on the cards now as well, which I'm so excited for. And I need all of this as well for not only my physical health, but my mental health as well. So I'm just so excited. And now during all my walking time, I can listen to audiobooks as well. So it's just all good. So yeah, I'm really excited about that. And I will do a whole video on that, I think, over on my dog's channel as well. So when that is up, I will link it up here or in the description below, and you can check that out if you want to know more about my dog, his heart and his health and all that, and everything we did, because his heart is good, it's healthy, but we did so much for a dog with a heart condition that it probably would be really helpful if your dog did have a heart condition, or you suspect one as well, for signs of that. So yeah, so there was some good news. Even though it was kind of a rough month, there was good news in there as well, and I'm so grateful for that. So today I'm just trying to get myself back in order, to be honest. I'm a bit all over the place. I have so much to do. I'm making lists of things that I have to do. Yeah, I'm so behind on everything. To be honest, I don't feel bad about it because I needed that time. I needed, you know, to recover and to get myself back in order again. But it just means I have a lot to do now because I got to figure everything out. I've got to figure out what readathons I'm going to be part of. I did actually look up last night on all the different types of readathons. There's a channel called Pages with Paige, I believe. So Pages with Paige, I believe, is the account, and every month she actually gives a whole list of all the readathons that are happening that month. So that has become a resource for me because now I check it out. I check out all the readathons, see which ones apply to me or see which ones I, you know, gravitate towards, and then I will do those. So I actually you know, got a couple that I will be doing, but I will kind of go ahead with that or tell you about those later in the vlog as I'm kind of going through it. One of them I am doing, which I've known for a couple of months, is Summerween. I'm excited about this one, and I've already worked out my TBR for that, although I might just switch things around because I've got more books because I've got to do a haul for you guys. But yeah, there's also Summer's Covered, I think it's called, and there is a whole like bingo board and you can tick them all off and different prompts and things like that, and that runs from the middle of June to the middle of August, I think. So I'm kind of after missing 2 weeks, but that's okay. And to be honest, actually I did read books in that time, so I probably could actually count them, but I don't know, we'll see. So yeah, I gotta do that. What else do I gotta do? We should talk about reading, I suppose. So let's just talk about that for a moment. So going into this month, I was halfway through 2 books. One of the books is, because even when I wasn't feeling well, I actually stopped reading. So that means my TBR will not have really been dented too much last month. However, I didn't stop listening to audiobooks. I did for a few days, but then I kind of went back to it again because it's kind of a comfort zone for me when I'm driving or walking. And I was still driving and I was still walking. So, well, I wasn't walking for a while, but the last 3 days I've been walking again. And we've been going for like just 2-kilometer walks because we're trying to build up our fitness, you know, back to the stage where I used to be before. So I'm still listening to audiobooks, but I wasn't reading. I did start reading yesterday. So the 2 books I was in the middle of listening to were Finding Love and Lighthouse Cove. It's a 3rd book in the Whitspur Bay series by Jessica Redland. And I'm loving this series, honestly. Every book is so different, even though it's kind of all set in the same setting, the same village. It's a small town coastal village, and you get to know the different people that live there, and they're all kind of connected in a way, of course, but all their stories are actually very different, which I'm really loving. And I'm actually really excited for the next book, which is book 4, and that is, I'll put it up here. Something to do Returning to Seashell Cottage, I think, or something like that. But it is about one of my favorite characters in the series. So I'm really excited about that. I would actually be finished the book by now if it wasn't for Scribd. So I don't know if anyone else has this problem. Please leave me a comment below if you do. But I downloaded Scribd and I was like, oh my god, this is like the best thing. And I was so excited. I had all the audiobooks included in it and I was just so happy for this. I downloaded the book. Well, first I was listening to it on streaming, and then I downloaded the book, and then I got to the last hour of the book and it stopped working. It just won't work. It says that I don't have internet, that I need to download the book. And even though it says downloaded on the bottom, and it says that it just won't work. So is this just me? Do I have to go into a different area to get the downloaded version? Like, I don't know, because with Audible it just works. So I'm not quite sure what I'm doing wrong. So I've uninstalled it and reinstalled it, and now I'm having trouble logging in because I forget my password. So yeah, but I will let you know how I get on with that. So then I went into Kindle Unlimited because it is included in Kindle Unlimited, and I started reading a bit of it last night to kind of, you know, catch up with it. But then I was too tired. I honestly could have finished it, but I was just too tired, and I decided not to do that to myself. So I've still got that. Plus, I don't know, maybe it's just me, but if I've been listening to a book for so long, I hate reading it. It takes me out of the flow of it. So reading is actually very annoying to me, which is why I'm trying to reinstall that. If I started it with reading it, it would be fine. But because I was listening to it for 91% of the book, and then for the last like hour, I have to read it. The second book that I'm in the middle of is a book that I've been thoroughly enjoying. One that actually kind of hurt not to pick up again. But I just wasn't in the frame of mind. I didn't have the motivation, didn't have the energy, and didn't have the headspace to do it. So, and because I knew it took a lot of my concentration as well, I decided I wouldn't give it the justice it deserved if I didn't, you know, if I picked it up then and didn't wait. So I picked that up again yesterday, and I only read one chapter. But even so, it just made me happy. I just love this book, and it is, of course, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. So yeah, to be honest, I was reading that book so quickly. Like, I was running through it. I read 40% in like a day, 2 days. I was just running through it, and it's like 700 pages as well. So I was literally like inhaling this book, like I was consuming it. And then I got sick, and then life happened, and then I couldn't, and I was looking forward to going back to it again. So I picked that up, and I am loving it so far. So if that's a spoiler, I don't know, but I love it. So they're the two books that I want to finish. This month also is just going to be a month of finishing books for me, I think. So there's two books I want to finish as well, which will be on my TBR. So this is The No-Show by Beth O'Leary. This I actually put down because of the readathon, which I will talk about later, because I did actually manage to get quite a lot of books read, more so listened to, but read in the month of June. So I did put this down because of the readathon, but then I decided to leave it down. I found it a bit triggering, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to leave that down for a little bit. And now I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick that up, and I'm going to finish it in July. Also, one of the prompts for the Summer is Covered readathon is pick up a yellow book. So yeah, I know it's on the oranger side of yellow, but it's still yellow. So that will be a good one for that. And the next one, also these are both library books, so I just like want to finish them and give them back to the library, to be honest. So that's one of the reasons that you will see quite a few library books, I think, in this haul or in this TBR to finish off. And then when I go in, maybe I won't pick up as many library books next time, because I find that I'm not giving them back in time. Like, I'm extending them because I'm not getting them done because I have so many books that I'm reading. So maybe I'll just pick up like one or two maybe next time. It's so hard when you're in there though, because you see the book and then you're like, oh, I want that one, oh, I want that one. And you have so many great intentions, and you know there's a chance it's not going to happen, and you pick them up anyway. So hands up if you can relate to that. So the next book is by one of my favourite authors, and I did read half of this book, but I don't know where I stopped because I don't have a bookmark, and that is The Cake Shop in the Garden. Now, I actually have already read the second one of this book, I'm sure. Oh, Denny Wiles. No, I started reading the second book in this series, and because it was a Christmas book. I picked up a Christmas book, and when I read it, when I started reading it, I realized this is actually a sequel to, you know, another book. So I picked up this book, and I'm going to read the sequel at Christmas time. So yeah, I can't remember how far I'm into it. I think I'm about, maybe not halfway, but like close to halfway. I'm not sure. Anyway, this will be another one I want to finish off. Right. That is me for today. What am I doing today? Right. So I'm going to take the dogs for a walk pretty soon, actually. I want to do about 1:30. It's 1:25 right now. Then what else do I do? I got to catch up with all the people that I got in contact with, because I don't know about you, but I have this thing that, like, if I'm going through something or dealing with something mentally or even physically, like an illness, maybe not so much physically though, but mentally, I kind of tend to block the world out a little bit, and not in a bad way. It doesn't mean I don't love people. It doesn't mean I don't care about them and respect them. It just means that I need a bit of space for myself. I need to like hide for a little bit, you know, like just be by myself, let my brain process, let things recover and process the way they need to. And then when I'm back, I will, you know, obviously apologize or explain. Like, sometimes I do try to tell people in advance to let them know and just say I'm not feeling great at the moment. But this time, that didn't really work for me. So anyway, I know I'm being cryptic and things like that, but I'm just talking about in general, you know, during times of hardship and things like that. Sometimes I need some time to myself, and that's okay too. I believe that that's okay. Hi guys, so I'm back from work now. It was a good day. It was a good day overall. And now I'm going to read the end of Finding Love at Lighthouse Cove by Jessica Redland. And this is the one that I couldn't get on Scribd, and Scribd is still just annoying me, to be honest. I signed up for the free trial, and honestly, I think I'm just not even going to bother with it because it's just so much effort. But look, I'm going to give it another chance tomorrow, and we shall see. And then I'll decide whether I just get rid of it altogether. But I'm going to read the end of that book. Then I actually started another Jessica Redland book, audiobook today, and it's The Secret to Happiness. So yeah, I was just looking for another book to listen to, and I want to see what other books she had, so I decided to listen to the first one, which is that one. It's also included in the Audible subscription, so really happy about that. The funny thing is though, like, even in the first chapter, it talks about, like, there's a character in it, and the character talks about things that have happened in, like, the second book of the Whitspur Bay series, which came out at least a year, if not two, later. So I was a bit confused about that. But I did like how it all tied in. The only thing I'm worried about by listening to this book is that maybe I'll find out more. You can hear Oscar drinking water in the background. And Ellie. Okay, one moment. Yeah, so the only thing I'm worried about is that maybe some other characters, things will be revealed that I haven't actually listened to yet. Because my next book that I'm listening to in the Whitspur Bay series is to do with a character that I really have come to like a lot, and I'm really hoping I don't learn anything about that in this book, so I'm a bit confused. I don't know, it's supposed to be like the first book that's years ahead, so I mean, obviously she must have had the idea for Whitspur Bay and the characters and things like that. I just hope that I don't like learn something that will ruin something, like a surprise or a twist in the other book. But we'll see. Now Lola's come to join the party too, because we all have to, you know, be on the bed together. With the new book, I'm really liking it so far, but I am only 3 chapters in. So, you know, we'll see how that goes. Also, how cute is this? So I got little stickers, and I bought them in the Works, which we have in Ireland, and they're in the UK as well. I'm not sure of which other countries they could be in. But they had this like Harry Potter sticker thing, and I picked out a few of them. So Hufflepuff, Hedwig, bags, suitcases, books, of course, the castle, little Hermione reading a book there with Crookshanks, and the good luck potion, Felix, and the love potion as well, Amortentia. But yeah, there was like a whole thing. I think it was like 50 stickers, but I just picked out the ones for these just to decorate my little tablet with. Yeah, so I'm gonna read the end of this book, and then I'll maybe update you before I go to bed. Also, I want to show you, I have my water bottle with me and my snack for today. One moment. Oh, right. There is a drumstick squashies, and these are in rhubarb and custard. As you can see, Oscar is very interested in this because he thinks he might be getting some, which of course he will not. He is sadly mistaken. And now he heard me, so he's turned his back on me. And he's going to ignore me now because I won't give him one. Okay, so it is 12:30 now. So I think that is enough reading done for one evening. I did finish Finding Love at Lighthouse Cove, and I thought it was going to end the way it did end. But I'm really happy with the ending. I'm really happy with the outcome of it. It was a really, really good book. I think I would give it 4.5 stars maybe. I get the last one 5 stars. And this one, it was just as good, almost. I think maybe 4.5, 5 stars. I'll have to think about it. But it is really good. I actually love this series, and Jessica Redland is quickly becoming one of my favourite authors. I'm just really enjoying this world she's created, and this town or village of Whitspur Bay, and all the characters and learning about them. And each story is so very different to the last story. So even though they're kind of based on the same thing, which is kind of romance, contemporary, at the same time, each book hits different issues, which I find really interesting. So after this book, I also read some of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I didn't read much, just a little bit, and yeah, there's not much of an update on that. Still just really enjoying it. But that is my first one ticked off. Anyway, it's time for me to get some sleep, and I will see you tomorrow. Hi guys, I have had such a lovely day today. Did a little bit of book shopping, as you see, and I also had a lovely lunch as well. And I also picked up a little bit of shopping in Aldi, and honestly it's the healthiest shopping I've ever gotten. I did mention earlier in the vlog, me and Joe are on a new kind of healthier lifestyle kick at the moment. So everything we eat apart from breakfast, yeah, my memory cut out, so I'm not sure where I was, but basically we're going to be having a lot more salads, a lot more greens, a lot more fresh foods. In fact, that's what we're kind of sticking to. Oh my god, now Lola wants to come and say hello. Oh, okay, one moment, I'm just going to put her outside. Okay, so yes, but I do want to show you the books that I got. So we'll start with the book I got from the bookshop. We do have one kind of independent bookshop in Kenmare, and I picked up Yellowface. This is one that I've been very much looking forward to reading. I've nearly picked it up a couple of times and I didn't, and then I saw it today and it was the only copy there, so of course I did have to pick this up. So this is my first book for my book haul. Now, the next ones all came from the charity shop or thrift store, and honestly, I got a good haul today. So the first one is Melissa Hill, Wishful Thinking. I do like Melissa Hill. I have read a few of her books in the past and I do enjoy them. And this one was just €1.50. Of course, I will try and take off the stickers, but I'm going to leave them. Sorry, got cut off again with my memory, so I'm not sure what exactly is going on with that. I mean, I kind of know, obviously I've got too much stuff, but I've deleted some stuff, so hopefully it'll be better now. Anyway, I was just saying that I got this book, Melissa Hill, Wishful Thinking, and I've read a couple of books from her in the past and I really enjoyed them, so I thought I would check this one out. The next book I got 2 books, but they're book 2 and 3 of a series. Of course, the dogs have to be loud now. So I actually got to find the first book, but they sounded interesting, so that's why I got them both. And they were €1 each. So the first one is How Now Mad Cow, and the second one is Till Mad Cow Comes Home, and they're both by Lisa Grantham. So apparently they're all about, you know, sustainable living and turning towards sustainable living. So I'm kind of getting the feeling it's going to be something like The Good Life in a book, where they want to kind of go off the grid and, sorry, the dogs are being a little bit loud, where they want to go off the grid and be like self-sufficient. So I don't know if they want to be like completely off the grid or if it's just self-sufficiency, but it sounded really interesting, so I picked up the second book in the series and the third book in the series because I found them at the charity shop. And I did look for the first one, but maybe somebody bought it, or maybe they hadn't put it out yet, or maybe the person just donated the second and third book, who knows. But they were €1 each, and I now have to find the first book so that I can start the series. Now, the next book that I got were actually children's books, but they are books I would like to read. In fact, one of them I have on my TBR, and I was going to listen to it as an audiobook, but then I found it as a physical book. So these are 2 books that I loved as a kid. Why can't I find one of them? Oh, here it is at the bottom, of course. But these are 2 books that I loved as a kid. So the first one would be the Lucy Daniels Animal Ark books. So this is Piglet in a Playpen, and I would have read all of these books as a child, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, yeah, I think I want to pick it up. And as far as I'm aware, this is like the original cover as well, like the original book. So one second there now, see if I can get a year on it. 1994. Yeah. When I saw it, I was just like, I need to pick it up just for nostalgia's sake. And the next one is the one I was talking about, which is Heartland, except this is the newer cover, I'm sure. And yeah, because I remember, oh, cute. It has a name in it and everything. Yeah, I had the original covers in this. This is the 2000 edition, but I had the earlier one than that. This is the one that I've downloaded an audiobook from my library. I've downloaded the first book and the second book, and I love the Netflix show, but I'm only like 3 seasons in or something like that. Me and Joe are watching it and we love it. So I want to rewatch the first few seasons and continue it. I want to listen to an audiobook, and then I thought, cute, I'll pick it up on physical book as well. Now, the next 2 books I'm really excited about, actually, because I found the first and second book in it. And yeah, I don't know if this one I would have thought to pick up really before, but I'm really kind of excited now that I did. And the first book is The Book of Dust by Philip Pullman, Volume 1, La Belle Sauvage. So this is the big version, or the big large book version, and I think the cover is really nice as well. I got this for €1, and as soon as I saw it, I just thought, you know, I really do have to pick that up. So got this one, and then I saw that book 2 was also there. However, this does make me sad. Oh no! Yeah, there's different versions of it. So this is like the smaller, thicker version, and this is the larger, thinner version. Although obviously they're different books, so it could just be like a smaller book as in page count. But I've seen the other version and it looks like this. So yeah, having the 2 different versions kind of bothers me a little bit when they're on my bookshelves. But this one was €4, and when I saw that the volume 2 was here, and volume 1. I mean, can I pass that up? No, I can't. When am I going to read them? I'm not sure. Maybe in the autumn time, maybe? I'm not sure. But I'm really excited to have them. And then the next book is Death in the Spotlight. And it's the Murder Most Unladylike Mystery Series by Robin Stevens. Now, you may know that I had the first book on my TBR for June, and I did not get to that, but I still do want to get to it. And this is it says it on the back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7th book. So this is the 7th book in the series, and yeah, I found it for €1, so I thought, why not? They look quite cute together. I love all the different colours, to be honest. So yeah, that is my haul. What a haul, right? You know, I mean, in total, I think on books I spent €10. No, that's a lie. Okay, on the thrift store charity shop books, I spent €10. On Yellowface by itself, it was $17.50. But that's okay. That's an independent bookshop, so that is absolutely fine. I've had a really nice day today. I went to my favorite coffee shop again, and I love it there. I read more of Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, and I'm loving it. Like, it's so addictive. It's one of those books that you just want to keep on reading because you want to know what happens next. And then when it does happen, you're like, that is so clever. So I'm not going to tell you what's happening in the book right now, because I believe it's one of those books that you should go in almost blind. All you need to know about the book is that it is a war college with 4 different quadrants for scribes, healers, military, and dragon riders. And Violet Sorengale is our female protagonist. She is the one that we are following. She has trained her whole life to be a scribe, and then in the last moment, pretty much, she's told, no, you're going to be a dragon rider, and that is it. So she kind of goes with it, and obviously she really doesn't want to in the beginning, but as she kind of gets into it, she gets involved, as you do, and the more and more she is enjoying becoming this person who is a dragon rider. But that is kind of how I'm going to leave it off, because I don't think you need to know anything else. We do have a couple of love interests, we have a couple of best friends, we have enemies to lovers, and there's a lot of enemies to lovers, to be fair, in it, because they're all kind of enemies, they're all against each other. It's not that they all hate each other, it's just that you have to survive. You either graduate or you die, you know, that's kind of the thing. So, yeah, everyone's kind of out for themselves in a lot of ways. So there's a lot of who can you trust in it, which I love figuring that out. Then what I do like about it is it's real enemies to lovers in one sense, because sometimes enemies to lovers can be soft, and it's not real enemies to lovers, it's quite dislike or tolerable to lovers. Whereas this is like enemies, and I love it. Other than that, I don't want to tell you what's happening. I don't want to tell you what's going on. I think you should go in blind. You should just kind of be a part of the journey. That's what I'm doing. I actually have actively avoided people's reviews, people's thoughts and opinions on it, because I really, and even just like outlines of the story, because I just want to kind of go through the experience. I think that's what you should do too. The other book I'm reading at the moment, or listening to, is the Jessica Redland book, which is A Secret to Happiness, I think. And again, it's interesting, kind of a lack of strong women in a way. Like, as in, I feel like, I know there's different ways of being strong. You can be emotionally strong, you can be mentally strong, as well as physically strong, and things like that. But a common theme, I guess a trope that I hate, is miscommunication. I hate, not even miscommunication actually, that bothers me, but it's when you know something because they're thinking something, but they don't say it, or they don't talk about it. And that just bothers me so much sometimes, depending on the story, because I'm like, if you just said it, it would be so much easier. Now, I know obviously that like, we don't always say what we think, of course, that is like true. Hey, I feel like it happens so often in these books that it's kind of like, just say it, just blurt it out. Like certain situations, I know it's kind of a personality thing and stuff as well, but I feel like this is happening so many times. It's like this woman is going through something in it and she can't find the courage or the strength to talk about her feelings or to fix it or make changes or, you know, do anything about it. And I guess it's just kind of starting to bother me a little bit in some ways. Even though the storylines are still so interesting, the one I'm reading now, one of them in particular, and it's only because I've had two chapters with one of them in particular because it's from three different perspectives. So every chapter is from a different perspective, and I'm sure it's all going to intertwine quite cleverly, because she is very clever with her plots. So yeah, I'm waiting for that to happen. I know I'm going to think it's brilliant, but it's just like one in particular because she's the one I've got to know now. Again, it's the same, like, oh, she doesn't have the strength to make any changes. She doesn't have the courage to do anything. She thinks all these things, but she won't, like, say it out. She makes excuses for this man. And, you know, there's, like, so many things. And I'm not sure why, but it bothers me a lot. And I think it's only because it's coming up through a lot of these books. I feel a lot of kind of, like, a lack of strong women represented. And that's why I'm so excited for the next book in the Whisper Bay series, because there's one woman in particular and she's kind of a badass a little bit, and it's about her and her life. She's also the only Irish character in it. So I suppose maybe that, and that's a whole different thing because like, usually in audiobooks, I hate Irish characters, or I hate the way they're written because there's a lot of stereotyping that goes on. I'm sure you'll find it in your own country as well when you read a book about someone in your own country. But in Ireland in particular, we get stereotyped a lot. The accent is ridiculous and some, like, I've literally stopped audiobooks because I can't listen to the accent anymore because it's just so fake and so bad, and it's really top of the morning to you, wee leprechaun, you know, and it's horrible, and I hate it. I can't listen to it. But this one in particular, the accent has grown on me. I did hate it in the beginning, but the accent's grown on me, and it's actually not that bad at all. To be honest, I could actually see her as being Irish. And on top of that, she's a badass, and I'm looking forward to that book in particular.